we've had, 6 really good years, and we have a bad patch of a few weeks, and people start talking like this. That's not really very realistic, is it? You know.
So you're asking for more balance in these?
Well, I think I've just put a pretty strong case there. You know, we've developed over the last 6 years, and we've had 6 very, very good years. We've got in the Premier League when everybody said we'd get relegated right away, which we never did. We're enjoying our 5th year, and hopefully we'll enjoy our 6th year. So suddenly, because it's a difficult patch, which we've hit before, by the way, and which every other club hits, certainly clubs in our category, you know, from 14th downwards, or from, have I got it right, or 14 teams at all. I could almost give you a list of all clubs this season who've had a difficult patch, and we need a win. And I've said that a few times in my life, and I'll say it again. We need to win a match and get on with it.
Perhaps a more specific criticism has been it's about entertainment factor as much as the results. Is that fair? And again, what are your thoughts?
Well, I understand what they're saying, but if you look, I think we have developed over time and are developing, and will address that particular issue. I think Tony's. If you look at the players we brought in some very talented players, and they can play. And I think over time you'll see the benefit of that. And luck plays quite a big part in football. We were doing okay. We played against Arsenal. We lost to a free kick late on. Hit Jeff Cameron. Our goalkeeper got it covered. Goes in. What do you do? Fulham had a poor first half. A very disappointing first half. Second half, we could have won the game. Had John Walters have converted his penalty kick, I believe we'd have probably gone on to win it. Because Fulham, if you recall, were having a very poor period, just as we're having now. So nobody's immune from these things, and they just happened. We were poor against West Ham, which is really where a lot of this criticism has come from. I accept we were poor, and it was a poor game. We didn't play well. That game, there was still nothing in the game, even though we didn't play very well.
You mentioned the West Ham game. Did the atmosphere in that game concern you? Because that hasn't been typical, really, of the Britannia.
No, not really. I'm used to football. I've been around a long time. Let me give you a good example. I was in on Saturday because we weren't playing. I watched quite a bit of sport. I watched cricket, I watched rugby, I watched football. And I watched Wigan, quite a bit of the Wigan match against Everton. David Moyes, generally regarded as one of the best British managers in football, and I would agree with that sentiment. They get knocked out by Wigan when they're expecting to win. They play badly.
And these results have come, unfortunately, just as the club has put the early bird season tickets on sale. What would be your message to supporters who may be perhaps wavering over whether to...
Well, we want them to stay with us. We think we've delivered. We've delivered real progress for this football club. I don't think there's any supporter who won't agree with that. And just because we're having a bit of a wobble, we hope they'll stay with us. They're important to us. We recognise that. They're good supporters. We get very vociferous support. The reputation of the stadium is now well established.
And you believe the club's very close to being self-sustained?
Well, that's our objective, yes. I mean, I suppose that's every club's objective, because that's what you should be. And we can get there, but we need to stay in the Premier League. That's critical, obviously. That's self-evident to anybody, and that's what we've got to do. And, we need to win a game sooner rather than later. Yeah.
Is it more important than ever because of the television deal next season? Does it make extra important?
Well, it's always been vitally important in my view, but you can add something onto it, because there's more money coming in, and you want to be the recipient of that new money, because if you're not, it's that much harder when you're out of it to get back.
You'd like the supporters to back the club, obviously, through season tickets, and in terms of the atmosphere on the day as well, how important is that to the team and the club?
As always, they've been brilliant. Our support is well known and really good, and people say it's one of the best atmospheres you watch football in, and some people are quite surprised when they come. They just how noisy and how loud and how much they get behind the team. I don't think that will change. You know, they do understand it's an important factor, and they know they can play a part.